And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a really super simple and fast one. This is for samosa wraps. Now we're going to do the full samosa video next week, but this is just for the wraps, and they're such an interesting dough we wanted to do it separately. Now I'd like to remind everyone that we have a Patreon. If you'd like to support us there, it would really help us out. I'll put a link in the description below there and you can check us out. And we also have an affiliate link with Chef's Temp. If you need a kitchen thermometer, check the link out for that as well. And our ingredients. So we have some all-purpose flour, some vegetable oils, just some neutral oil, some yogurt, and some salt. It's a very simple dough. Now we were really surprised with how easy this dough is to work with. So first things first, we're going to mix in the salt with the flour, and then we're going to add in our vegetable oil. And you just want a good neutral, high temperature oil here. So vegetable oil, safflower, whatever you have on hand. And then in goes our yogurt. You want to make sure you get all of the yogurt scraped out of your container. And there we go. Now, from here, we're just going to mix this all together, and it makes a really, really interesting dough. It's got a lot of fat in it from both the oil and the yogurt, so it has a little bit of almost a greasy texture to the outside, which is sort of what you want because it's you want it to have this kind of flaky, layered texture. It's going to pull away from the bowl very easily. And we're just going to keep folding it and kneading it. You do want it to have quite a good gluten structure in there because it's got to stick together. When you've got it full of filling, you don't want the filling to poke out through the dough. But you're going to see this sort of layered texture growing on it, which is great because it really helps the little bit of puffiness and the bubbling when you deep fry your samosas at the end. Now, here you see we added just a little bit of water. We didn't want to, we felt it was a little dry. If you feel like it's a little too dry, it can take a little bit of water. So don't worry about that. We added a little bit of water a couple of times just to keep it moving and keep it, to keep it a little bit moist. And then we formed it into a ball. And you can see all those little sort of flaky layered bits in there. That's from the folding and the oil. And we put that in some plastic wrap and let that chill in the fridge overnight. So if you want to make samosas, you definitely want to make the dough in advance. You want to make sure you're doing this at least the day ahead so that it can sit and rest overnight and the dough's going to relax and it's going to fully hydrate. All of the flour is going to hydrate with the liquid in the yogurt and in the water if you add some water. So now we're going to cut this into 9, and we're going to roll each one of these little cubes into a ball, and each of these balls is going to be rolled out into a big round flat dough that we're going to cut in half. So each one of these individual balls will come out to 2 wraps or 2 samosas. And again, we were really surprised with how easy it is to work with this dough. Now, if you find while you're rolling it out, because you want it to get quite thin, it should be making about a 7-inch circle. If you find that it's a little tight or it's springing back a little too much while you're rolling it out, pause, set it aside, let it relax a little bit, and then come back to it. And you want to get it about this thin, where it's really, really quite thin. And to fold your samosas together. Now, again, we're going to go into this a little bit more depth with the full samosa video next week, but we're just going to add a little bit of water, and that's going to sort of hold it together. And then you hold it as a cone in your hand, and then you want to fill it up with your filling once you've got it all positioned there. Then we're going to drop that into our deep fryer, and you can see it starts to bubble right away. And once they're done, they will have this beautiful, crispy, bubbly outside texture. And we use these for samosas, but this dough seems like it's quite versatile. It can probably be used for other things. We can wrap other stuff in there. That's our final product there. You can see how beautiful that crispy outside is, and that's it for this. Like I said, we're going to go into a little bit more detail next week with the full recipe for the samosas. But this dough is great to have in your back pocket. It's super easy to work with, and we hope you'll give it a try. If you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. We'd like to thank our patrons over on Patreon. If you'd like to support us there, please check out the link in the description below. And remember to love your food.